Breaking now, LPD unveiling details surrounding the arrest in Lincoln's first homicide of the year of 2025. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. Police say with that arrest, a repeat offender is now off the streets tonight. But given his lengthy criminal past, some are wondering why he was free in the first place. Let's take a look at his past. Going back to June 2020, Timothy Washington was convicted of assault and got a 1-year sentence. A year later, he was in trouble again for a vehicle theft. And the very next month, he robbed a De Leon's and got 6 to 10 years in prison for that. And now, while out on parole, he was arrested in Sunday's homicide. Channel 8's Emma Norwood is diving into the details now in this case. She joins us from the newsroom. Emma, you spoke with an attorney today about how Washington managed to get released, right?
That's right, Rod. I got to speak with Mallory Hughes, who tells me even with Washington's lengthy record, no one could have predicted what happened.
Unfortunately, I mean, this is not science. This is a human system, right? And so the best that judges and prosecutors and defense attorneys can do is look at the totality of the circumstances.
Timothy Washington was arrested Sunday on suspicion of killing one person and wounding another. Around 11:40 a.m., LPD responding to 13th and E Streets, where Phil Moon Cuckoo was fatally shot in the chest. Police say Washington then stabbed a man before fleeing in a stolen vehicle, and LPD was able to arrest him just after 1 p.m. They say the entire search for Washington took about 80 minutes. Washington was released on parole in December despite an extensive criminal background. I spoke with Mallory Hughes, an attorney at Berry Law, who says there are many factors that play into letting a criminal like Washington out on parole.
They're looking at what their conduct is like while during their term of incarceration. They're looking at remorsefulness, acceptance of responsibility, things like that. And even for violent offenders, I mean, if they meet some certain criteria, they're going to get released. And even if they don't get released on parole, there's going to be a jam date or a date where they have to be released. So it's, you know, his sentence was limited in scope to some degree.
She says the system is not always perfect. And in this case, the parole board made the decision they thought was best. Hughes tells me ultimately the only person in the wrong is Washington.
That's just what makes situations like this really, really hard, is that it is incredibly tragic. You look at the history and you think, how on earth did people let this happen? But it doesn't necessarily mean that anyone did anything wrong to get to this point, other than the man who killed someone.
Washington will be charged with first-degree murder and use of a weapon to commit a felony. And LPD says additional charges will be added once the full timeline has been solidified. For now, reporting live from the newsroom, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.